Well, let's start with limits. First, what is a limit? A limit is the value of a function or sequence approaches as the input or index approaches to some value. The general formula is the limit of f of x when x approaches to c, it's L. And then we have that with the same formula, we need to know that c, this number has to come equal from both sides, right and left. What does this mean? For example, in a graph, you have your point and have to come from same parts, x and g, right and left. There are 3 ways to find a limit. It's recommended to begin with the substitution of the x value. There are also algebraic and tabulation. We begin with the substitution of x value because if the denominator gives us another value different to 0, the only thing that we can have to do is to substitute x to all the equation. The second is using algebra. We have to factorize, like in this case. If we can reduce our equation, the limit exists, but in case that the equation can't be factorized, the limit doesn't exist. No factorization. And the last one, and the one that we are going to talk about, is tabulation. It's a very simple way to know a limit, but at the same time, it's the slowest. You have to put a value to undefined in the equation and put at each side, left and right, 3 more values, very close to the limit. For example, if the limit is 1, we can put 0.999 or 1.0001. So in this equation, we know that it's undefined and we can factorize. We use a chart, a table, to find the nearest value of the limit. Well, we have an example here. It's the limit from an equation when x approaches to 0. We write 2 values from the left and the right that are near to 0, and then you substitute in our equation to find the values. Then, when we finish, you check the both that are the nearest to 0, and then you have your answer. In this case, the limit of f and x is 0.58 when x approaches to 0. Well, in this case, we have another function. It is going to be resolved with table method. We are going to take 0 as the central number of the table because the function says that the x approaches to it. And also, we are going to take values a little smaller and bigger than 0. Then we have to replace the above values in the function so we can obtain fx values. Like in this case, we have our result. In each of the values, we have to solve and replace. To obtain at the end our value. The limit of the function is 0.25.